Well, welcome back, folks. All right, so we're going to be talking about my ICT Silver Bullet trade setup, which is a time-based algorithmic trading model for all asset classes. All right, before I get into it, let's discuss ticks, points, and pips and the relationship to Forex to futures. For an ICT Silver Bullet trade, the minimum trade framework should be 10 points or 40 ticks for index futures or indices. The minimum trade framework should be 15 pips for Forex pairs for Forex traders. Now, an amplification of that is this. Framework is the best case price delivery that you expect to see, not your actual trade entry to exit range. So in other words, if everything were to be perfect, and you're not trying to be perfect with your entry, you're not trying to be perfect with your exit, if the entirety of the move that you foresee is likely to unfold next in whatever asset class you're trading, that range is the framework. But you're going to be looking for a trade within that framework that doesn't demand you to have the highest degree of entry precision or exit precision. Over time, you'll get better with both of those, entry and exit. But now, using a model, you want to have something that's a little bit more forgiving. So for index futures, if you're trading indices, the minimum framework is it has to at least offer the potential for 10 points or 10 handles, which is equivalent to 40 ticks. The same would be said for Forex. The framework should be a minimum of 15 pips for the pair you're trying to trade. So if you can't work out a range move, at least 15 pips, the trade is probably not high probability. It would be better suited to be left alone and let it pass, or look elsewhere. 10 handles for indices is the same to me as 20 pips in Forex. 5 handles for indices is the same to me as 10 pips in Forex. The question is if I'm looking for 5 handles of price movement in the E-mini S&P, what would that translate for those that are trading Forex? That would be the equivalent of 10 pips. If I'm looking for 10 handles in indices or trading stock index futures, if you're a Forex trader, you would be looking for the equivalent of 20 pips in your Forex pair. So that way there's the relationship between the two. These are essential frameworks to what I deem high probability ICT Silver Bullet trade setups. All right, so let's talk about, this is really the gem of this presentation, really, types of ICT Silver Bullet setups. Now, the framework for many ICT Silver Bullet setups are as follows, but they're not limited to: previous day high or low draw on liquidity, meaning yesterday's high, if we're bullish, there's going to be buy stops or buy side liquidity resting above that. We would be looking for a run to previous day's high. That expansion is the draw on liquidity for buy side. Vice versa, if we are bearish, we're expecting lower prices throughout the week, and we see the previous day's low as having sell side liquidity or sell stops below it. So we would look for potential setups that would expand down into that liquidity. Previous session highs and lows as draws on liquidity, meaning that, let's say you're sitting down in front of the charts and it's the AM session in New York. You would look at the high and or low of the London session that just passed and look to a run on liquidity or retest of those old lows or highs. Previous weekly high or low as a draw on liquidity. If we're bullish, we would look for a run above the previous week's high, or if we're bearish, we would look for a run below the previous week's low. Another would be returning to a current or old new week opening gap. So that would be treated as a draw on liquidity, or an expansion away from the current or old new week opening gap. And a classic ICT optimal trade entry, which has been for the longest time while doing this YouTube channel. That's always been the classic flagship pattern, but now we've seen many more models and approaches, so it can't be referred to as the flagship pattern anymore. I think the fair value gap has taken the throne there. Confluence of the 2022 ICT mentorship YouTube model, which I taught for free on this YouTube channel, meaning that your draw on liquidity could be a inefficiency above the marketplace when we're bullish, or a inefficiency below the price when we're bearish, which means that if we're bearish, we could be aiming for a discount, buy side of balance, sell side inefficiency, or some measure of fair value gap that would be below current price action. That would be your draw when bearish. Or if you're bullish, you would be looking for a inefficiency above current price action, which would be many times in the form of a SIBI or sell-side imbalance buy side efficiency, or a variant of fair value gap above current price action. So you can treat that, or as I mentioned, all the previous ones above number 7 here, all of them being equally available in terms of probability if it is in the market at the time. Not all of these are going to be a factor. There'll be times where the previous week's high has already been rated that morning, and looking at it again may not be the ideal scenario. So it might require you to look at a higher time frame liquidity pool or inefficiency above price if you're bullish. So I could list a myriad of different scenarios, but I think this list is good enough to give the students of my YouTube channel a great deal of latitude. So that way you can look at the potential for any one of these situations. Not all of them will exist. On any given day, not all of these will be in the charts, but most days, one of these criteria will be in play. And don't take my word for it. Go back through your price action. You'll see what I'm saying here is in fact the truth. Obviously, the main emphasis is determining the next most likely draw in the price action. So where is the price likely to go to next? That's the number one goal for all of my students, is to focus on that skill set first, because all the entries and the accents and such, that is the least important thing, because you don't know where price is trying to go to. From the time you're sitting and looking at your charts, whatever analysis concept you use is probably going to fail you. All right, let's talk about our first ICT silver bullet setup and the time at which it forms. Now, again, this is a time-based model. That means these things are linked to a specific 60-minute interval or window in time. Every single trading day, this pattern will form. It may not be in the Forex pair that you're trading. It may not be in the futures contract that you're trading. It may not be in the asset that you are specifically looking at, but it does form every single day. First setup time is 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Now, we're always referring to New York local time. So whenever I'm referring to a specific time, whether it be a window of time or a very specific time of the day, you have to have your charts calibrated to New York local time. Wherever that is, whenever that is, in your area. If we're observing daylight savings time, then you observe daylight savings time. So that way it removes all the uncertainty, the confusion, whatever it is in New York, that local time, that's what you're using when you're charting. This is the London Open silver bullet. So what we're looking for is a classic ICT fair value gap to form between 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. New York local time. The factor at which you are going to lean heavily on is the skill set of knowing where price is going to go to. Okay, and it's not necessarily the bias. You just predominantly have to consider where the next draw on liquidity is. Is it going to go above the marketplace for buy stops or trade into inefficiency above current price action if you're bullish,